the trusted banker, and today I want to talk about Trump and the DEI executive order that he signed and how it's impacting Black-owned businesses across the country. So, in an article published by the ACLU, I just want to read through some of this. The Trump administration, the first week he was in office, he signed a slew of executive orders. If you're not aware, he signed about 78 executive orders. Today, we're going to talk about the executive order that he signed that has to do with diversity, equity, and inclusion and accessibility. So the DEI, he did an executive order to reverse the impact of all the DEI initiatives at the government level. And with these actions, it says in this article, the administration is not only undoing decades of federal anti-discrimination policy spanning Democratic and Republican presidential administrations alike, but also marshaling federal enforcement agencies to bully both private and government entities into abandoning legal efforts to promote equity and remedy systemic discrimination. Trump's executive orders undermine obligations dating back to the Johnson administration that firms doing business in the United States government and receiving billions in public dollars are held to the higher standards in remedying and preventing bias. Now, let's be clear. I keep saying this. Trump's biggest thing is a money grab. The things that he's doing like this are theatrical. They are attention seeking and they are also because he has low self-esteem and he knows that he is one of the biggest DEI products out here because without his father's money, he wouldn't be where he is. So he experienced diversity, equity, inclusion by being able to get jobs based on who he was, how his father had money, and all those things. He wouldn't be where he is if it wasn't for that. The next thing is that, as this says, they are using bullying tactics, and we know Trump is a big bully because he's just not happy with himself. That's why he's just a big bully. And so he's using bullying techniques because the executive orders, he can only order people in the government not to support DEI programs. Using enforcement to bully private companies is something totally different. Now, do the private companies have to succumb? No. However, some have. And we know for a fact Target, Walmart, and Amazon have. Let's go back to the article to look at what else they say in that article. How do these orders dismantle decades of federal anti-discrimination policy? So his executive orders represent a major departure from these policies, particularly in the federal contracting space, meaning that honestly, his governance only has control over the federal contracting space and governance space. So how will these orders target the workplace? More broadly, the order seeks to intimidate all employers, ranging from private organizations and federal contractors and grantees to state and local entities, into abandoning the DEIA initiative using vague and threatening language to create fear and enforcement actions. The strategy is clear. Bully everyone into dropping programs that ensure equitable workplaces by falsely equating diversity efforts with discrimination. And that is what he is doing, and it's not going to work. I'm pretty sure the ACLU and other organizations are probably going to sue. These programs are, it says right here on the ACLU's website, these problems are not discriminatory. He keeps prefacing DEI with discriminatory and racist programs, but we all know they're not. They are essential to creating environments where everyone has a chance to succeed and addressing persistent barriers for individuals to advance in their own careers. Employers must take a stand against this political intimidation and remain committed to opening doors to all candidates, especially those facing unfair headwinds. Legal advocacy groups and state attorney generals have urged compliance and federal anti-discrimination laws while advancing equity through measures that are neutral to race and other protected characteristics. Abandoning these programs risks perpetuating inequality, alienating diverse talent, and violating equal employment laws. I want to go back to this one right here. It goes to alienating diverse talents. I'm going to show you two videos, one from a Black-owned business, The Lip Bar, and one from Tabitha Brown. They both made good points. And then we're going to talk about, as Black people, what are we going to do about this in our communities? So let me pull up those videos.
Hey y'all, I am Melissa Butler. I am the founder and CEO of The Lip Bar. The Lip Bar has been in Target since 2017, and we are the largest Black owned makeup company in Target. So, of course, we were disappointed, just like many of you, when we learned that they were rolling back their DEI initiatives. But I will say, even though I'm disappointed, I'm not that surprised. I always thought that the 2020 commitments were a farce. Like, anything that is forced is going to be a farce. And I think part of it is because Trump is emboldening companies to reverse commitments that they never wanted to do in the first place. And that is not just true for Target. I think it's true for a lot of companies. But I think also beyond that, and this is me being honest with y'all, I'm always going to be honest. A lot of the brands that they launched didn't do well.
Now, I want to talk about that right quick because, first of all, the Lip Bar is here in Detroit. Go Detroit. What up, doe? And secondly, because I am a small business coach. And one of the things about the diversity programs at Target, Walmart, um, and just other places that they had this big push of diversity programs is that a lot of Black businesses did not do good because of the business model that was structured within these companies, these big box companies. They rolled out these big programs. They got so many small Black businesses excited about the fact of finally being inclusive, finally being on the shelves of these big companies and being able to have a lot of visibility and exposure so that people can try their brands and they can make sales. What they don't tell you, if you are not equipped as a small business owner to meet the demands of what Target expects you to deliver to their stores, you can't really do business with them and it can put you out of business. So let me give you an example. Some of my business clients that had space on Target's and Walmart shelves had to get over so many units twice a month. Target doesn't provide delivery. So this now puts you into a shipping business. Now you have to manufacture your product. Now you have to box up your product. And now you have to ship it to where Target wants you to have it on those shelves. And if they make an order of 20 units or 100 units up front, you have to pay for that. Now that's taking product out of your storefront that you could be selling online or you could be selling in a different place, or if you do pop-up shops. So now you've got to double your inventory. That's a cost. You've got to manufacture your inventory, meaning that you've got to get it into the bottling or the containers, the labels, and now you've got to ship it. Most of my clients were literally driving hours to get it to the various different locations that these stores, that these entities, that these big box stores were requiring them to get their product to because they couldn't afford the shipping. And they had several stores that they had to get product out to. The next thing is that because there's not a big margin, Target didn't necessarily buy at a price where people were making money. So if your product sold for $13, Target said, I'm gonna buy it for 10 and then I'm gonna sell it for what I want to sell it for. So sometimes you would see discrepancy in Black owned businesses if they're selling their product online for 13, but Target might be selling it for 15, something like that. Or if you don't do the right numbers around the cost of doing business, how much it costs for you to manufacture your product, and your cost of manufacturing is actually $10, and Target turns around and says, we're going to buy it from you at $10 wholesale, you've made absolutely $0. So the exposure and the visibility gets small brands excited, but what they don't realize is they're going in at a loss because they're doing the delivery, the shipping, the packaging, and the order. They're meeting the orders all at their own cost. And the store sets the price on what they want to buy it for retail, wholesale, so they can make their profit on the retail side. So this, when she says that a lot of businesses weren't successful, a lot of businesses weren't successful, and it hurts. And so what happens is these business owners tried and tried and tried for months, trying to make it work, hopeful, wanting their brand to do good. And so they don't give up right away. And a lot of times, as a small business owner, they don't give up until they can't afford to meet the demands. They give up when they're forced to give up because they can no longer meet the demand of creating product and shipping it and delivering it and packaging it and all those things. They can't afford it anymore, so they have to stop. And what this does while they're in the process of doing all that, because that takes time, it takes away from the business that they could be doing: direct shipping, direct selling, online selling, social media selling, direct to customer selling, pop-up shop selling. And so it really, really hurts the small business owner when these big box companies don't offer anything but the shelves. They offer no support, they offer no resources, they offer no lending opportunities, they offer no bridging the funding in order to bridge the gap between the order delivery and and when the product sells so they make money. They offer nothing. And so I was so happy she said that, because it is so true. But let's finish listening. I'm sorry. Let's finish listening.
Did not do well. We have been in Target since 2017, and in my it's been a long time. In my 8 years in Target, I've seen them kick out 8 brands, not because they were Black, not because they were woman owned, not because they were Latina owned, so on and so forth, just because they didn't perform. And so someone asked me, what will this mean for the Lip Bar? Will this DEI rollback impact you guys? And truth is, I don't know yet. I don't know yet from a Target perspective. Right now things are still business as usual. We are still growing significantly at Target, which is a blessing. So the immediate risk is that, if all of our consumers boycott Target, then, that will absolutely impact us. And a lot of people are saying, like, well, I would rather shop you on your site. Great. Listen, here's the thing. I understand. I too am disappointed, and you have the ability to take your dollar wherever you feel most comfortable. So if you want to shop us at Walmart or Target or Amazon or on our website or in our store in Detroit, do it. But if you don't want to shop us at any of those places, I understand that too, because we do have power in our dollars. But I do want to make sure that we are aware that, by not shopping in these stores, you are also impacting the hundreds of Black owned businesses and women owned businesses and, brown person owned businesses that are in these stores. So it's a really shitty situation to be in. I look forward to understanding a little bit more about what this means across all of our retailers. Like, what does it mean at Walmart? What does it mean at Target? What does this mean at Meta? Should we be deleting this app right now? Like, what, you know, what y'all want us to do? What's up?
So what I will say is that I do have a idea of how we can still support these businesses. But what I want to do now is look at Tabitha Brown's video as well. She did just post about her business. So let me pull that up. Um, okay, let me push play.
I know. It has been a tough week, right? And baby, it's been a tough 2025 and we are still in January. But I know many of you are asking and have asked and sent me messages about the recent DEI announcements at Target as well. And as disheartening as it is for me, I'm not the only one affected by this, right? It's for everyone who is a woman-owned business, minority-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses. It's for so many of us who work so very hard to be placed into retail, to finally be seen.
And I think that's important for her to say. I think it's very important for her to say that these business owners have worked hard to be seen. Tabitha Brown's no different. She's going to explain to you in a minute how hard she had to work to be there. But we need to also keep that in mind, right? Keep that in mind because everybody might not have made it, but the ones that did make it, they worked really hard to make it. Let's continue.
To finally be seen and approved for retail, because contrary to whatever the world might tell you, it has been very hard for Black-owned businesses to hit shelves, right? Which is why it's such a big deal when we do finally land inside of retail. So it is definitely
Tonight's not just another night. You've got the all-new Caesars Palace Online Casino.
Sorry about that.
heartbreaking to feel unsupported, right? However, I am in business in multiple ways with Target, with Walmart, and Amazon, right? I sell Donna's Recipe, my hair care products, right? Are on Amazon. They're also in Target. And of course, I have a huge partnership with Target. I sell my seasonings at Walmart. I do business all over, just like many other people. And what I can tell you is if we all decide to boycott and be like, no, we're not spending no money at these organizations. Listen, I get it. And if that's how you feel, honey, I 1000% get it. But so many of us will be affected and our sales will drop. Our business will be hurt. And if any of you know business, it doesn't just happen overnight where you can just go take all your stuff and pull it off the shelves. There's a process. And then you got to, like, where you going to put it? You got to have a place to store it. That's money, right? You got to have another place to sell it, which is almost impossible sometimes. And even if you sell online, it's a process when it comes to business. And everyone does not have the funds or the means or the availability, the space to house their own products, right? But the thing that concerns me the most, and I want you to hear me and hear me well, if we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, you know, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they dwindle down. And then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing. And they can remove them from the shelves and then put their preferred businesses on the shelves. And then what happens to all the businesses who've worked so hard to get where they are?
Now I like when Tabitha said the preferred businesses, because if you remember what the young lady from the Lip Bar said also is that it took a long time to get there, but you know, she never really felt too much about it because it's not like these businesses came to Black owned businesses for their products because they wanted them. It's almost like they were forced with the DEI to open their doors to say, okay, Black people, we'll give you a shot, right? So she said she always never knew where it was going to go. And I'm glad Tabitha Brown brought that up and said, if we stop shopping and their product sales dwindle, now they have a reason to remove the Black-owned businesses from the shelves and put their preferred business on the shelf. Why should we give them that opportunity? We should not give them that opportunity.
Then what happens, right? Now, I know that something that could solve it is ownership of these big corporations, right? It's a long way to go there. There are amazing companies like the Village Market in Atlanta, right, who support small businesses. And you can go in there and there's some amazing things that you can buy. But it's one store and it's very small. We're talking about mass market. You can't build that overnight. Do we all sometimes have these big dreams and aspirations to do that? Absolutely, right? But it is easier said than done, but it's not impossible. But until then, and in order to get there, we unfortunately have to play the game. And in playing that game, we got to be smarter than the ones who think they're in control.
So this is what I want to talk about right here. I haven't finished watching the video. I can finish watching the video or you can catch it online. But the smarter part is why I am here today as a business coach, as someone that has provided businesses with funding and coaching and support and resources and opportunities to get their products out into market. The thing that we can do as Black people, as people that support these businesses, is this. I want to bring this up for you. So let me find it. Oh, I have to download it as... Hold on 1 second. Let me download it as a PDF. I didn't know I needed to do that. But I created a 7-step plan that we can do to support the people that we want to support. That way, our dollars go where we want them to go. We can still boycott, but we can still support Black-owned businesses, because what we want to do is we don't want to see them have a struggle in trying to sell their products, right? We don't want them to struggle doing that. So I created these steps of things that we can do to support Black-owned businesses while letting our voice be heard and letting our dollars be seen to not be going to where they want them to go because of the impact that it would have. So, 7 things that we can do. We will boycott Target, Amazon, and Walmart, and any other companies that host Black-owned products but decide they want to get rid of their DEI program or put pressure on the small businesses that they are now housing and that pressure makes you not do well, right? And so if they put pressure on the Black-owned businesses that are there, then we'll also boycott them. The way we will boycott, and this is where it gets tricky, right? And this is where it gets tricky, where we have to learn how to not be consumers. We will only purchase Black-owned products. So if you go to Target, the only thing in your basket should be a Black-owned product. Don't pick up those eggs. Don't pick up that juice. Boycotting is serious work. It is hard work. It is dedicated work, and it is consistent work. So as much as it might bother you to get the other things that you need at another store, understand we are making a stance with our dollars, because Black dollars go far in this country, but they must be felt. So we can boycott and support at the same time. The only sales in your basket should be Black-owned companies. If you see something in there cute you want to wear, if it's not a Black-owned company, do not buy it. It's going to be tough, but it's also going to put money into your pockets. It's going to stop you from shopping so much so that you can now invest your dollars and make your money grow, because even that over these next 4 years is going to be something important you need to do, right? You're going to need to make sure that you have money in order to survive over these next 4 years. The next thing, we will not buy, I said that, we will not buy anything additional. So when you go to these stores, only go there, not to get Starbucks, not to get whatever, but just a Black-owned product, even if it's just the lipstick that you want, right? And we will buy direct. We will go online and we will buy direct online if they have an online site and they sell their products online. We're not going to pressure these Black-owned businesses to start online companies or whatever. We're not going to pressure them to provide more resources or more outlets for us to get to them so we can buy from them. We will buy from them where they are because it costs too much money to start making other avenues, and for them to accommodate us, let us accommodate them. So we will buy direct when we can. If we know they're going to be popping up somewhere, if they're going to be at a conference, a women's expo, whatever, we will go there and buy them out. We will buy online from Black-owned companies. We will buy online from Black-owned companies. We will go to all platforms and like and share and subscribe only to Black-owned businesses. That is important. So on your Instagrams, on your Facebooks, unfollow all white-owned businesses. Unfollow all white-owned businesses. TMZ is white-owned. Unfollow them. Right? Unfollow all white-owned businesses if you're following them. I don't know why TMZ popped into my head. I don't follow them. But anyways, unfollow everybody white. Follow everybody Black. Like, share, and subscribe. Those numbers matter in the algorithm. Those numbers matter in the analytics. And now that they're watching all of our data and all of our movement, those numbers matter in the data that they're collecting. And we will go and leave positive reviews for Black-owned businesses. Now, this one is work. We need to start going to Google and Yelp and leaving positive reviews for Black-owned businesses purposefully. Now, when you leave a review, you do have to sign in. We need to sign in. We need to have our name visible, and we need to leave our comment. I'm not sure if you could do it anonymous or not, but what I'm saying is when it asks you to sign in, don't let that be the time you just click off. Don't click off. We need to start putting very strong, optimistic and positive views on Black-owned businesses on Yelp and Google. It moves them up in the algorithm, it moves them up in SEO, and it moves them up for visibility. And that's something that I don't think we do a lot of. We support Black-owned businesses, but we don't take the time to take these steps and understand these steps were created by white people because they use this information to determine what's a viable business, who's making the money, what should they go after. These steps are important when it comes to data analytics. We do things so incognito, we don't understand. Sometimes we're hurting ourselves and our communities by not just showing up and making it known that, hey, we support here. Hey, we got cash and we spend it here. So make sure you leave those reviews. Now, if you want to buy online, I did do a little bit of due diligence. It's not difficult let's see. Let me share my screen. This. So I did Google and I found that you can go to Target if you want to buy from them and only go Black-owned. So they have a list of Black-owned businesses. And you can buy Black-owned products. If you want to buy online and you want to buy from Target and you want to buy and just go pick up, then you can go directly to Target's Black-owned space and buy only Black-owned products. And you can do the same thing at Walmart. Now, Walmart's looking like I don't know, but this is Walmart's. And so I'm assuming, only thing I did was I Googled Black-owned products at Walmart, Black-owned products at Target, and it came up. So if you know that there's a place where you want to buy a Black-owned product, right? Let me make this a little bit bigger. If you know that there's a place where you want to buy Black-owned products, Google whatever that store is and Black-owned products. And we have to be very intentional with our actions. And we have to understand we might need to do this for 6 months to 12 months for it to be felt. The rest of Tabitha, I'm going to put some more of Tabitha Brown's video up. But like she said, it takes time. Things don't just happen overnight. We might need to do this all the way until 2026. So that means we will be inconvenienced, but it's for a reason. And the reason is in order to support Black-owned businesses and only Black-owned businesses. If they want to take these because see, they don't have to take these businesses out. They're just doing it because like the lady from the Lip Bar said, they're doing it because obviously they didn't want us there in the first place. So if they're so easily swayed to take us out, then so be it. But this is my suggestion. This is what I suggest we do. This will give us the most bang for our buck. This will support Black-owned businesses without, because we still can boycott, but we got to shop with them. We got to keep their product moving, We got to go in there and buy them off the shelf. We got to go in there and make sure that these businesses know that those businesses make money, and we have to make a dent in their sales by not buying anything else from those big box stores. That's what we have to do. So my name is Lisa Davis. I am the Trusted Banker. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This is a strategy that we can use that will work. It will take time, but it is possible. So I hope you guys leave your comments and let me know what you're thinking. And I will talk to you.